Hey, what's up, man? So today we got two pistols in the building, man. A Florida legend in the house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's good with you, man?
Not much, two pistols, man. Hey, I got to say, man, from all my days back in the past, reading Ozone magazines, man, looking at World Star Hip Hop, man, this is one of my favorite interviews I'm ever going to do. I can tell you that, man, because your run was a legendary one. You know what I mean?
Love, love, love. I appreciate that. Hell yeah.
Now, for a lot of people who are going to be checking this out, I want you to, before people get down to the, what you've done and your accomplishments and things like that, I want to hear a little bit about you in the early days and get a little bit of your history and how you became a musician and how we come to know Two Pistols today.
Earlier days, I played a lot of football. That was, I played football, but I played around on bikes a little bit too, a motocross side. Just around the neighborhood, not nothing crazy, racing a bunch of places and none of that. But really, the football was the tickets. Everybody expected me to do that, like long term. Me really play football, really go to school. And a lot of dudes that I played against, they did. Some of them went to the league. A lot of them went to college. I don't know. I had a little girl in high school, so it kind of like threw me, I guess, to the fatherhood side of it pretty early. So I'm also focused on that. When it came to my senior year, I actually had the summer of my junior year. So like my direction of ball kind of like got slighted a little bit, and I had to care for her, so kind of dove in the streets a bit, and got tangled in streets and music, and I felt like I had to make it one way or another. I couldn't really do the football aspect how I wanted to. Plus, a lot of people was like, during that time, you were pretty small if you playing that position, and it wasn't like what it is now. I see a lot of scat backs, a lot of flankers. There's a lot of guys in the league that still fit kind of the stature of myself now, but during that time, it was really big guys playing those positions. So the likelihood of getting to the league for me was a lot slimmer than it is now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that, but man, you got it. I don't want to, I don't want you to gloss over the fact that you were a heck of a tailback, man. Like, is it true that you still own the rushing record at your old high school?
Yeah. I got the rushing record at the school. I don't think nobody broke the rushing record that I know of. Right? I still got the rushing record. It was a few different people that came close. There was some guys that was before me that was real nice too. You know what I mean? But yeah, I did my thing for sure.
Now, you come from a city called Tarpon Springs, Florida. Now, what was it like growing up in Tarpon Springs?
It's very, I guess, multicultural. So, you got the neighborhood. Just like pretty much everybody got, their neighborhood sections. And then, you got the I guess I won't say it's bougie, but, you got the straightforward section. But going to school, like, we all came from different parts and we both kind of like bust together. So we mingled, with some of everybody. I got a lot of friends that do a ton of other things. The parents had, no money and they own houses and boats and yachts, and franchises, they did a thing like early. And, I got friends that ain't really had nothing either. So, I blended in with both crowds. It was multicultural, if I could say if there's anything.
It sounds like a good setup for actually going out into the world, because you're getting people from all different walks of life, it sounds.
Yeah. You're in the neighborhood, though. You got your neighborhood. You there every day. The only time you really, mingle with the other side is really at school. I think somebody that kind of sparked my same direction of interest on like the school side and music side was like Ice Cube. I think he kind of went to a school that was similar to like, well, he was brought up in a setting similar to mine, where you got the neighborhood, but he went to school somewhere where it was mixed up. You know what I mean?
Definitely. That's a good comparison, man, because we saw in the movies, the movie that talked about their life, that, he was actually being blessed out to a different type of environment, and it taught him different things and maybe how to move. Now, was that a benefit to you later on in the music industry?
In a way, yeah, because, if you just focus strictly on neighborhood, it ain't really gonna get you where you need to get to business wise. I think that to be able to adjust and put a business cap on at times, and mingling with different folks, that kind of help. You can speak proper to some folks and not sound too crazy or corny and still stay true to your roots. You know what I mean? Because he if you sound too proper, then you ain't really from the neighborhood. But you know what I mean? To them, they like, I want to know you. I want to get to know where you from, what you bought, how you was raised, or what have you. So, they explain it to somebody and give them your terminology and slang on things. That piqued the interest for that crowd. So, to go to the industry and the industry kind of be the same way, during that time, like, it's straight. You know what I mean? I feel like it helped a lot.
Yeah, they got a word for that nowadays. They call it code switching, like being able to talk, being able to talk in different environments and different backgrounds and things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's slick. You know what I'm saying?
And I can see in those boardrooms that helping a lot. And as we get into your story, there were different ventures and things like that where I can see that would help out a lot because obviously you're a well-spoken cat. You're fairly smart and you've done a lot of things and accomplished a lot. But man, let's actually get to some of those things and start talking about the early days. Now, what can we be told about the Bulldog Entertainment owner that used to run with you back in the days? I guess he ended up getting locked up and going to the feds. And I believe his name was P.
Yeah. P is a Latin cat. You know what I mean? He moved around. He did his thing. Which was crazy about P. He was similar too. He could get into some different rooms and be different too. So but P was he was a G, man. He kept everything solid. He introduced me to a lot of folks. He showed me kind of the structure, the hustle of how this music thing could go. You know what I mean? And at the same time, like it was we hustling, but we really trying to hustle to get somewhere. We ain't just hustling to put some rounds on our cars and stunting big, at the parties or whatever, but we really trying to do something else. And when, he applied that. A lot of dudes that I see, in my neighborhood, they just stunning for the neighborhood. They really wasn't trying to really go nowhere. If they did it to on the niggas in the neighborhood. They didn't do it to take that and really go somewhere else. So I think that he applied that in my mind frame on how the game should be. Like, if you're going to get you some money, but this ain't long term. This is just for you to get some money and, go try and do something else with that money. So, big up to P, man. You know what I'm saying? P, shit, he doing his thing. I'm not sure exactly what he doing. You know what I mean? I'm sure he doing his thing though, because, he a real smart cat. So, I know he free though. Some folks that, got at me or whatever when he got loose and, you know what I'm saying? It was free. You know what I mean? It was like, damn, out of all the that was around when we was doing this, you ended up being the one. And I wasn't even really focused on the music like that when I was around them. I was just focused on the money. Phone was ringing there. That was jumping. I was just trying to get to the bag. The music was cool, but I didn't see the vision of how that was actually going get us out the neighborhood. I was just like, man, I try to get some money. Shit, them niggas get money. They ride Escalades. Man, I got to give me some money. I got to hang with these dudes right here. They moving and shaking. So that's kind of what it was for me in my mind. But he introduced me to BG. You know what I mean? He put me in, me and BG did a record together early days, you know what I mean? The Cash Money side. So early, before I even went to the Cash Money, I had already had a rapport over there, and that was through P.
Now, Wait, P, that was Bulldog Entertainment, correct?
Yeah.
Now, at the same time that you guys were grinding it out, he ends up getting locked up, right? And did you feel like that derailed your career in any type of way, or was that just another stepping stone?
For a minute it did. You know what I'm saying? Because like I right when I got ready to be serious about it, you know what I'm saying? He got locked up. So it was like, damn, like I didn't really know how, you know what I mean, I was gonna get in the position, because I was there with them, meeting everybody, but I was the youngest nigga around them. So it was kind of like, he's just with us. That's just my little dog or whatever. Like shit, he just rolling the weed up. Like you know what I'm saying? He got some music, but I wasn't the focus point. I mean, this cat named Chico Red was the focus point. So like, I was just there, and I was always at it with them. Like, man, look, I want to get it. Put me on this record or let me do it. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really there yet. So when he went and I kind of was starting to feel a good vibe on the music tip, like knowing, okay, this is something that I really want to do, being that, school is out and ain't nothing really going on. So yeah. I mean, going in the direction with P was what I wanted to do. So when he fell, it was like, it took me a second to kind of figure out what I wanted to do. But the relationships that was established with Peachy at the studio. I mean, at the barbershop. Was this dude Peachy had a barbershop, and this dude Rich had a studio in Tampa, and then me and Rated R and you know what I'm saying, Kaya, and what I mean, Tampa Tony, and what I'm saying, Ned with Gigantic Entertainment, and Tom G, like to meet all of them through what I'm saying, the backside of P, and really understood that this was the culture of what was moving in Tampa. Because for me, growing up at the time, 16, 17, running around and shit with them, the Tampa was far. That shit was like another world of us. And that shit only like 30, 45 minutes away from the crib. But at that time, that shit was far. That was like, niggas say he going to Tampa. I was like, man, the fuck the nigga live in Tampa? A nigga move to Tampa, you might never see him again. Well, you know what I'm saying? like real shit. Like it was too far. It was like, so for me to come from this little small area and go over there and know them cats and be able to maneuver, that was just different. You know what I mean? So he opened me up to a lot of different shit.
Nice, man. So he gave you a gateway to a bigger vision, bigger city, and even a bigger market. Now, what? All right. So 2 Pistols, man. I wanted to ask you about some more things in the early days of your career, because there was the time period where there was another label that you were briefly associated with called Nuffin Records. And it looks like it was at around the same time that you had got arrested. So in 2005, in January timeframe, you had got arrested or whatnot for some very serious charges. Now, it was nothing crazy or anything like that, but man, it seemed like it was your very first arrest. Tell me about that time period and what went down during that whole time.
I mean, the guy, he said he knew somebody that he really didn't know, you know what I mean? So it was one of them situations where I was moving around, you know what I mean? I was eating pretty good. Things was going pretty good, and he said he knew somebody, you know what I mean? But like this, he seen me. He seen how I was eating. So he wanted to. He kind of knew about my prior situation with Bulldog. So it kind of you know what I'm saying, how it all went. It seemed kind of fugazi. And after I had put it together, like, man, maybe he was troll the whole time. But he wanted to do something together or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, it's cool. I got my own money though. I don't really need, you know what I'm saying, you to do a whole lot for me. I mean, I'm gonna do it myself, but he promised me the moon and stars, and we gonna do this and that and blah blah blah. So instead of me spending my own money, I can spend it on whatever I want to spend it on, and I ain't really gotta focus on spending my money on the music if I don't have to. Is how I looked at it. So we got together. We supposed to be doing some things together, and then suddenly, like through it, he was like, yeah, I know somebody that can get blah, 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 you think you want to. And I was like, nah, I dismissed it for a while. And then one of my homies had hit me. He wanted to get some. So I was like, I got a dude that he been hitting me about some, you can holler at him or whatever if you want to holler at him. But, I'll introduce y'all. But you owe me some money, so I need to get that bread from you. So really, I was my role in that situation was I was going to pick up some money from somebody that owed me some money, and just putting them together and letting them handle their business or do whatever they wanted to do. And dude was troll, you know what I'm saying? Like he didn't know whoever he was dealing with, you know what I mean? So he put us in a situation to where he really wasn't no street dude. And we was just moving, me and my homie was just moving different. And we just thought it was all good. Like, if I was my word is my word, like we running it up together. So if I tell you he's straight, then he's straight. And I'm not even thinking nothing crazy at all. And it was kind of like a those situation. But at the end of the day, it didn't really have to do with me. But I was there, and me being there and them all being Spanish cats, they flipped the script on them and told them that they were there translating for the deal for me. So then when the shit went down, the money buddy owed me, he gave me that money and it had black rubber bands on it. So the money, you know what I'm saying? They put a conspiracy charge together based on black rubber bands, you know?
And the story was that it was actually black hair ties or something like that, right?
Yeah.
What's great now, the guy that you were working with at the time was a guy by the name of Benny Blanco, correct?
Yeah, Benny. Yeah.
Now, the crazy part of this story is, and I know I've heard this story a couple of times, but like you basically were just not in any way involved, but got thrown in the mix of this whole situation.
Yeah. It ain't have shit to do with me, you know what I'm saying? Dude owe me some money. He paid me the money. And then the same money he was going to buy to work with was dressed up the same as the money that he just gave me. So when I put the money in my pocket and then they rushed, we went to jail and they told him all the shit was mine, you know what I'm saying? So it was, you know what I'm saying? It was a situation, but you know, I took it and, you know, it is what it is. You know, I think both of them got ROR'd out. So, you know what I'm saying? They ain't had the bond out, nothing. I had a hold on my bond. I had to verify all the money to get out. And it was a bad situation for me. Like I sat for a long, long time, you know what I mean? And that just made me stronger and just move different when I did get through that situation. But it really ain't had nothing to do with me. But I took that one on the chin, and you know what I'm saying?
And my bad, but what's really crazy about this is you end up catching 2 drug charges, first time offense, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other charge that you got was an obstructing an officer charge. Now, this is a crazy story about why you caught the obstructing an officer charge. Yeah. Is it really you were running from the officer and you beat him? You beat him?
Well, I didn't know they was the police at first. So when they rushed, I thought they was robbing. So I took off running and I had them beat. And then when I realized they was the police, I was just like, oh shit, I ain't selling, I ain't doing shit. I don't know about nothing. All I know is about my money. So I laid down and gave myself up. And then when he did catch up to me, because I was so far away from him, I laid down on like this gravel road. And when he did catch up to me, the police just walked up behind me and just kicked me in the back of the head and bust my chin open, split it open, you know what I'm saying? And so he ran from me. You made me run. He was breathing all hard and shit, you know what I'm saying? So they handcuffed me, took me to jail, and when I complained about the situation, about how, you know what I'm saying, he arrested me, they threw that obstruction charge in there just, you know what I'm saying, to say, you know what I'm saying, I obstructed or whatever. So that's why that happened. But I really, you know what I'm saying, I ain't bucked the arrest. I read, and then when I realized what it was, I gave up. I just gave up on it. I could have been gone. I mean, I actually could have. You know, when I think about that, when I go back to that night sometimes in my mind, that's why I won't never buy no New Balance shoes. I won't never buy no New Balance shoes. And even with all that puff shit going on, I never buy no Sean John or no New Balance shoes ever in my life again. Every time a nigga cross New Balance, he go to jail. I ain't buying them. I'll never wear them just ever in my life again. So New Balance shoes is out. Sean John jeans is out. Like, I mean, it's out regardless. But I mean, at that time, you know what I'm saying, that was kind of
Now, what's funny is you have them beat, right? Like, so you were a star running back. So I was I'm picturing the police officer trying to catch you. He was probably like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to catch this dude until you gave yourself up, right?
Yeah. He was beat. It was a wrap. It wasn't going to catch me. I gave up. Like, I honestly gave up because, you know what I mean? And when I think about it, if I didn't give up, it's like, it was like hindsight. Like, okay, I gave up. That shit happened, and I think through my mind, sitting in jail, like, I could have not gave up. But the niggas told on me anyway. They said I was that. So they was going to tell on me anyway. You know what I mean? I was done for regardless. They were going to tell the police all this shit was mine, and they tell them my name and everything. So it didn't even matter that I gave up. That's how I looked at it. I'm like, hey, you'll regardless.
Now, the crazy part is the mugshot that they pictured from you that day had you with a big bandage on your chin. So that explains exactly why that happened. Because you said you were down and then you ended up getting
laid down, face down on the ground, you know what I'm saying? And boom, you know what I mean? And he kicked me in the back of the head, bust my chin open. That shit happened twice, like, which is another story, you know what I'm saying, where that same scar got reopened up, you know what I'm saying? Some motherfuckers tried to rob me or whatever, and it was kind of a similar situation to where that same shit got opened back up. So, yeah, man, it was weird. That same Same scenario. All right, cool. You can have it. You get it. You know what I'm saying? You want it? Go ahead. You can have that shit. I get all that shit again. I'll lay down and they kick me in the back of the head and reopen the shit up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it's crazy. It's a crazy situation. He brought up one
That's
that
wild.
nobody don't know about. That's wild.
That's wild, man. Now, what's crazy is the guy who essentially ran the whole play or was running the play behind the scenes, he got arrested and told on you, man.
Yeah.
So,
player told, you know what I'm saying, and told them all the shit was mine.
So how much time did you eventually have to get for that situation?
Well, the thing was, it was like this. Okay, so it kind of worked out because they went together. They know I ain't had nothing to do with it. And then when my lawyer busted all down, you know what I'm saying, and got through it, you know, I did the time that I did like the 8 months or whatever, and then I did like what 2 years house arrest, like 7 years probation or something like that. But you know what I'm saying? But when they bust down through it, they gave me that because they gave him that. So both of us got the same thing, and the reason being was the confidential informant had a bunch of other cases, and they didn't want to give, you know what I'm saying, him up yet because he was still working. So since he was still working, they didn't want to give him up for my case and depose him. So my lawyer wanted to depose him. They didn't want to depose him, so they came back with a deal, you know what I mean? And the deal was really a open plea. Like, you know what I'm saying? I go in, I do an open plea. Whatever the judge want to give me that day, you know what I'm saying? He just basically give me that date. And the judge had just gave this dude, you know what I'm saying, what he gave him the same shit. He gave him like 2 years house arrest, 7 years probation. So my lawyer, you know, I was open pleading that the state asked would, you know what I'm saying, would the judge be opposed to me getting the same thing as dude, considering the, you know, the facts in the case really didn't point towards me. They should have just dropped that shit, but you know what I'm saying, they gave me that anyway. So I mean, I took it. I thought, you know what I mean, it was a blessing not to go to jail. You know what I mean? I can at least do something. I mean, and make shit happen for me. So I mean, if that ain't happening, then the music probably wouldn't play it out how I play it out either. So I mean, it is what it is.
It's wild how those roads have to lead to somewhere. Sometimes it goes to success, right?
Yeah.
Now, before we close this topic out, though, about this, is it true that the guy who actually got arrested and the one who essentially told on you, after you blew up and became a famous rapper, tried to shout you out of the club one time or try to get a cosign from you?
Yeah, well, the head popped off. Everything was, you know what I'm saying, good. And we used to go to this club called Christie's Cabaret. It was on like McMullen or whatever. It was a little strip club. And you know, I was in there one night, just in there around or whatever. I was by myself. Like, I don't even sit on, I with people, but I'll be moving around by myself a lot. I don't even really, you know, send out people by myself. So I went in there, I was in there, and I was with some, I was with security, but I was by myself. And he was in the front, like, hey, what's up? Like, in front of the VIP ropes. Hey, man, hey. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know who he was because he had done dyed his hair, some shit. He had like some blonde hair, so he looked different. I mean, maybe he was setting niggas up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay. Deep cover.
Parents up again, you know what I'm saying? But he was waving. So they was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? This dude say he know you. And I was like, look, I'm like, oh, man, this nigga, hey, man, come on, man. I just wanted to apologize to you about the situation, man. It was up how all of that shit went or whatever. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I could have got him, you know what I mean, right then. I had a perfect opportunity to get him, but it was just like, I ain't worried about it. Life good, you know what I'm saying? It was part of my story, so I'll just take that one on the chin. I ain't even gonna put myself in no situation trying to get to him like that.
All right, so 2 Pistols. You had some time in the streets, you know what I mean? And then eventually you beat all those situations out.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden you start blowing up in music. And a large part of that I've heard is due to strip clubs started off playing your music. Is that true?
Yeah, for sure. So most of the strip clubs, yeah, that's the vibe. I mean, I love the strip clubs. There ain't nothing out here where I'm at right now, but I love the strip clubs. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like that's where music broke at first. You know what I mean? You can touch everybody there too. I mean, all walks of life is in the strip club. So yeah, strip clubs for sure.
Now, eventually you go on to meet T-Pain, and I hear the relationship started with you being a promoter. So could you tell me the story of you being a promoter, meeting T-Pain and a lot of other artists, and how you actually made that relationship?
Yeah, so being on house arrest, I had to have a job. So I couldn't, you know what I mean, really go do a job. I actually I created a business for myself. I owned a janitorial cleaning service, and I used to clean banks, which they didn't care about the background thing, which was cool. So I cleaned. Well, I didn't really clean them. I sent my workers to do it, but they didn't really care about the background thing. If they did, then, you know what I'm saying, I'll send somebody that was clean to do it. But I own the business, so I did banks. I did some city hall stuff. I did, you know what I'm saying, this janitorial work, you know what I mean? I cleanliness, you know what I mean? I ain't really have to get in there and mop too many floors or do too much, but that was a job that I did, and or a business that I created to do work. You know what I mean? Nobody wasn't trying to hire me, so I created my own business, and it started to do its thing. So it's called One Down Cleaning Services. So I did that, and then at the same time I took some bread from that and started doing events, concerts, and you know what I mean, and being on house arrest. I mean, motherfuckers still want you, still get them to work and do all of that. It was just like, I can't really, you know what I'm saying, move like that. So let me do something else. So I brought a lot of dudes to the city. I brought Boosie to the city for the first time. I brought Boosie to Club 112. I brought Rick Ross to the city first. I brought them franchise boys. Who else I bought? I did Plies. I did Plies when Plies was like 2 bands, you know what I'm saying, for a show. So, and then I had to deal with them where I was like, look, if he bring more than 500 people, you know what I'm saying, I'll give him another band, you know what I'm saying? And they ain't even remember that shit, and they showed up, and I still gave them niggas the band. They were like, what you giving me this extra money for? I'm like, it's more than 500, man. I'm gonna give y'all extra money. And they're like, oh, they forgot about the shit, but I gave them the money anyway. So, you know, I brought a lot of artists, and what it was is like, there's an event that they were doing called Last Damn Show on Wild Splash in the city from the radio station aspect. And then after, you know what I'm saying, the radio do their event, then they had, you know, these artists was open for after party. So this chick, Cindy, New Noise Entertainment, she was like booking a lot of artists and doing travel for a lot of people. And I met her one night, you know what I'm saying, and plugged in with her, and she tagged and put everything together. She was actually supposed to be my manager, you know what I'm saying, at one point in time, but things didn't really, you know, work out on the management side, but she did a lot of booking for me after shit popped off for me. So, you know, we worked together, and she helped me book all these artists and do some dope ass parties in the city, and I built the relationships with the DJs that way throughout the city, and built a relationship with the artists too. So, you know, one of the artists that I did for my birthday party, I was like way up, and I did the party like a rock star niggas.
Shot boy.
Yeah. I did them niggas one for my birthday one year at 112, and then I think it was in June, you know what I'm saying? So I bought them in June, and then in October I did my deal at Universal Republic. So they was on the Republic too. So I ran into them at we went to the American Gangster movie premiere with the Denzel shit out in Vegas. So the label flew everybody to that premiere, and I went to that premiere, and I seen them niggas there, and they thought I was there like just hanging out. They wanted me to book them for another show. I'm like, I'm an artist. I did a deal, like we on the same label, you know what I'm saying? So to them, they was up about that. They was like, damn, this nigga was the promoter. We thought you was the promoter. I'm like, yeah, I was the promoter, but shit, I was doing that, but I was really doing it to be an artist, you know what I'm saying? But I used to put on the show, put me on the flyer, at the same size as the headliner, you know what I mean? But sometimes I didn't even perform. A majority of the time I didn't perform. I just was there, you know what I'm saying, to get the money, and I got the promo off of it. So it looked like I was going to do it. And a lot of them didn't know whether I was going to perform or not. They was there to see that artist. So, you know what I mean? They see me on the flyer, and then they seen his name, you know, Plies, Trick Daddy, or Boosie, or, you know what I'm saying, whoever. And they seen my name. They seen Two Pistols. So
from a marketing standpoint, this is genius. This is absolutely genius. Because now they're already putting you on the level with these artists that at that time, especially in that time frame, were really, really some of the major hitters in music, especially throughout the South and especially throughout Florida. So what you're doing, it sounds like you were building relationships through promoting and through, the artist booker that you had, man.
Yeah.
And that eventually led to you getting a deal, right? Yeah. So how did T-Pain wind up in this situation?
Well, okay, so when I was going to court and shit, I had an artist, and my artist had a record called Secret Session, and it was dope. My artist Decker, he had a record. It was dope, you know what I'm saying? So I thought I was going to jail, so you know what I'm saying, I wanted to take my money and invest it to my artist and have him popping like while I'm locked up. Was my mind frame. It was never for me to be an artist. Like, I didn't want trying to be an artist. I was just trying to be the CEO on the backside of it. But so I wanted to get Pain to get on that record for him. And then when I got sentenced, he ain't show up to my sentencing. So when he ain't show up to my sentencing, and then they gave me you know what I'm saying, house arrest, I had that established, but I just didn't go through with it. I had like Pain kind of there on hold to do an after party with him. And I wanted to do this record for my artist. So then that's how that, snowballed into me being a promoter. Was really Pain was like the first person I was going to brag with. And then when that didn't work out with the artist, I ended up, saying, I'm going to do this record with him on my own. So I worked the business side with Cindy, worked the business side with Pain, and Mike Bloomstein was Pain manager at the time, to do the record, and we did it. And once we did it, it was like I took all of that footage from all of those parties that I was doing and put a DVD. I did a record with Blood Raw too, man. Blood Raw was pretty hot in the streets at that time on the street side. So I had the record with Blood Raw in the streets for the street side of. And then I had the radio record with Pain, you know what I'm saying? So I put them two records together and packaged it with a DVD, and I just gave away that free. Like, I'll jump out of traffic and give you that free. So like, it moved around the city like that to where, okay, we seen this dude, we're doing these shows, and then we see he got this music too, and he got these features. So, you know what I mean? It made the people kind of like gravitate to, let me see what he got going on. The record got so hot that it beat out the Buy You a Drink record at a lot of radio stations, and they kind of tried to shut me down for a second before I did a deal. They was kind of like, man, the stations was adding She Got It instead of Buy You a Drink, and I ain't had no deal, and I ain't know none of this was going on because I was green to the business at that time. But they was trying to shut it down for a second, and then I ended up Universal coming and we did the deal, and then they went back and did the ads and. The rest is pretty much history, but they was trying to shut it down for a second because they didn't expect for that record to, be better than, you know what I'm saying, whatever was going on. But I had the streets already with me a little bit, you know what I mean? So to give me a good record, and Plies had a record at that time too. So, you know what I'm saying? It was so many Pain records at that time. It was a very, very small window to have success with a Pain record because so many people had Pain records. So it's like, he was just trying to get his money at the time. He was just like running around like, all right, cool, I'm gonna do a record with you. All right, I'm gonna do a record with this person. All right, cool. He was just eating off of his features. I mean, Chris Brown had a record with him, the Kiss shit. Like, everybody was kind of like with that sound and doing records with him, but we made one of them ones. So it was like, yo, like this stand out. I mean, BET, shout out BET too. They just sent me some bread for the for the BET Awards, the thing they just did with Pain
for the 50 years of hip hop, right?
Yeah, they was chasing me for a couple months. They're chasing me since like October last year. They were emailing me and trying to get with me to pay me for that shit, and I didn't even know. I went to one of my old emails and was like, oh, BET hit me. Let me hit these motherfuckers back and see what they talking about. I've been doing some whole other shit, and it was a check over there. I ain't even
wow. Wow.
That's like shout out BET, you know what I'm saying? They looked out for you, boy. Give you boy a check, you know what I mean?
Now, to be transparent, we're talking about the song She Got It. And let's be real, that song blew up a smash hit. Like even to this day, it's got 37 million views on YouTube, right? Gets used for a lot of different things, man. I'm pretty sure you're loving that. But what's crazy about the situation is at that time, T-Pain did have a lot of songs, but your song just started to stand out and really blow up on its own and put your name out there as this new star. So at this time, you're getting a lot of coverage from World Star. I see you on Ozone Magazine, on Source, all these different magazines and everything covering you, right?
Yeah.
What was it like?
Julie, I mean, on the Ozone side of it, I mean, I did the cover for Ozone Super Bowl weekend. I crashed the Lambo for Super Bowl weekend. I did like that. I mean, it was a lot of shit going on. I mean, for me, like I said, like I was already like there. It was weird. It's like I was already there. I was already around all of y'all. Y'all just didn't take notice to a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I had to just stay the course. You know what I'm saying? Like with a lot of shit, you got to stay the course on it. So I stayed the course, and it just, you know what I mean? It turned out the way it needed to turn out. But a lot of these relationships, a lot of these people, they didn't even remember seeing me. They didn't even remember that I met them. Like even the program director, I met Orlando from the station at home who broke it first. You know what I'm saying? They played it first. They played a different, they had the other version, they had the slower version, you know what I'm saying? They played first, was Black and Mild played it first, was a DJ that they had that was on like late nights. And I remember he played that shit for the first time I heard it on the radio. And it was late night and I heard it and I was just like, up about it, like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? That was the first time I think I felt successful. You know what I'm saying? The rest of everything else was just kind of like a nigga was just in a zone, like in a fade, like shit was just coming at you and it was like whatever. But I actually enjoyed that moment. Like that nigga was like, yo, I'm gonna play this shit. And it was like a pinnacle moment to get on that station. So it was like when he played it and I heard it on the radio, I was up about it. I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like, damn, it sound good on the radio too. It wasn't even like, it mixed right in with everything else. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got like a real business space then, like, okay, this shit could go like this one right here. Like you know what I'm saying? You can't fuck around with this. You got to really go in on this shit. So yeah.
Definitely one of the soundtracks of that time, man. Of that whole era, She's Got It is like at the top of that list. And it even made several lists, like the top 100 songs from the 2010s, something like that. Several lists that song is on, man. But people always want to know, like, what in the world is it like in a moment like that? Like the radio plays, everybody's calling you. And it seems like you kept your composure through it all. But eventually, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You say what you're saying.
But eventually the song ends up being certified gold really quick. Then certified platinum that very same month, man. Now, at this time period, were you still working out your deal? How did your record deal end up going?
Well, see, like, I mean, the deal situation was kind of tricky because I'm a solid dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to do, put it like this. The first original version of the record was already successful. Like it was moving. So it's just, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know how successful the shit was being. Like, it was different then. Like, you was putting CDs on me, putting the music on a CD and going and passing the shit out. So I didn't really know how far the reach was. It was in that A already. It was in so many places with me and Chai. You know what I'm saying? So the shit was already working and already doing its due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was moving right. You know what I'm saying? So, I just didn't know that. So me not knowing that and me like feeling like, yo, I done invested so much into this, so much into that. Like where the fuck the deal at? I went to Justice League, you know what I'm saying? They came to a Tampa music conference and I had one new artist of the year at that conference. And you know how these music conferences go now, like, you know what I'm saying? When you green and you don't really know what's going and your shit like, you know what I'm saying? Looming and everybody like fucking with you. And it's an A&R there that want to do a deal with you, you gonna probably most likely take that deal or try to do that deal. So, you know, Coleon fucked with me. He was like, yo, and I knew Coleon from Justice League from Pete. So Coleon had made some beats. He had a record called Badass White Boy he made back in the days that was playing on the radio. And from Justice League, one of the three that make beats in Justice League, like I knew him from P. So when he came to me and was like, yo, I want to fuck with you, you know what I'm saying? We got a spot in Tallahassee, you know what I'm saying? Come up here and record some music with us. We about to move to Atlanta, but we want you to come up here and fuck with us. You know what I mean? I went and got a travel permit from probation and the whole shit to go to Tallahassee to record with them.
And I a little bit about your deal and how it was structured. So it looked like you had got in touch with somebody from the Justice League and they were talking about moving to Atlanta and doing some other type of moves. Go ahead and break that down.
Yeah, so I had met Coleon back when I was with P, you know what I'm saying? So Coleon was like, we doing business, we doing this and that, and they had just asked, I think they got a Grammy for Mary J. So it was like they had nominated for a Grammy. So they were like, yo, you know what I'm saying? We finna move to the A, we doing some things or whatever. And I wanted to do a deal because I was so far invested into this shit and a deal wasn't just coming. But the deal was coming. They just didn't know how to get in contact with me. So I ended up doing the deal with Justice League like 10 days before Universal restarted directly. So like, had I not done the Justice League deal, I probably could have still done the Universal deal, directly or whatever. But the deal with me and Justice League was a partnership. So it didn't really sting too bad to do a partnership with them. They did a production deal. It's just, I got rubbed the wrong way when you know what I mean, I felt like I'm the artist that's with you. We with each other. Yeah, y'all did some beats for a lot of artists or whatever y'all working with and shit, but I'm the flagship artist of what we doing. And the focus point became like they tried to use me like a pawn. Like, okay, yeah, they hadn't had no single for nobody yet. They hadn't had no like official like single. They had album cuts. So, you know what I mean? I was the single. So it was like, yo, we was there. We was all hanging out at the crib before the record had really, moved. They was trying to get me to do a different record. And I'm like, yo, on MySpace, back in the days, MySpace, I'm like, look, I got this record on my MySpace, bro. Like, this shit with pain. Like, every time, look, click, look. Every time somebody send me a friend request, she got this shit on their song, on a wall, on a whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, bro, like, this the one. I tell you what, I'll let y'all reproduce it. If you want, I'll let y'all reproduce it. And, you know what I'm saying? Let's make that the single if that make it better because we trying to do business together. I'll let y'all reproduce it if you want. But it's already going. You know what I mean? It's already doing what it need to do. So I opened up the lane to allow them to reproduce the record. You know what I'm saying? Despite it already doing great numbers and doing what it needed to do with Bolo. And I just was green. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't aware of exactly what was going on with the record. So, I wanted to, hey, we jumping in bed and do business together, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, bro, like, I'm going to let y'all with the record that I feel like it's the strongest record out of all the records that I got. And if y'all want to with it, then cool. And then they reproduced it. And even when it popped, even when the deal came, even when everything went down, it was markets that I went to go perform and they'll play that market and it'll be the original version. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, they can't tell me that they, you know what I'm saying, made that shit happen. Like motherfuckers try to make it like, oh, without them niggas. Nah, they can't tell me that, you know what I'm saying? Because I went to spots like Tucson, Arizona, like in Dallas, Texas, you know what I'm saying? Down in Austin, you know what I'm saying? And San Antonio, like Miami, like spots that I went to different spots, they was playing that original version. So, you know what I mean? To me, it kind of put me in a fucked up situation because now I got a producer who sat there with me. Bolo sat there with me. He fucked with me and, you know what I'm saying, made the beat. And then I got an artist that I was fucking with from my city to give him, you know what I'm saying, the wave with me and him grind it out with me. And we got a beef with each other over the record. Niggas is all y'all stole the record. And niggas making up shit with that. So I got the beef with that. And then I also got the beef with the producer. You know what I'm saying? Where when he came to me, he was like, I got Silento. You know what I'm saying? I did the Whip Nene record. I want to with you. You know what I'm saying? Let's do some shit. This years later. You know what I'm saying? Years later, after all of the shit, we done plenty of records together. We done did the Know That with French. We done did all kinds of other records together. But when he could hit me with that one, he hit me with that one like, oh man, you know, I still kind of feel slighted about how the She Got It shit went. You know what I'm saying? So I want to bring Silento to you, and we do a deal with Silento with the Whip Nene through you. But I'm gonna just do it on my own because I don't really like how the She Got It shit played out. So, you know, years later, the decision of just being a real nigga and being solid and trying to with who you with, and just not understanding finickiness with a lot of these niggas' business. I mean, a lot of these niggas' feelings. It kind of put me in a lot of dispositions with, you know what I'm saying?
And that's a part of the game that a lot of people, I hope, can learn from your interview here is you had a smash hit, like a real deal hit. I mean, crazy. We already talked about all the accolades, all the lists, all that stuff, man. It was also like on, like, I believe all the songs for 2008, it was on the top 100 for all, you know, genres and whatnot. So I'm talking about a smash hit. Now, with that came a lot of drama. So you had an artist by the name of J.U.S.T.I.C.E. And J.U.S.T.I.C.E. claimed to be the originator of She Got It. And there was a whole bunch of drama behind that. Then you had Bolo, who was the original beat maker. And at the time, you have these heavyweights, the Justice League stepping in and trying to take credit for the situation is what it seemed. But in all that, how did you rectify all those situations? Like the situation from J.U.S.T.I.C.E. kind of played out on World Star. He was dissing and all that stuff. But with Bolo, it was said that you had basically paid him for the original beat. Is that true?
Yeah. I mean, shit. I got a filing cabinet. Shit, I go to the crib right now. I open that up. It's in there. It's paperwork in there that he sold me that original beat. You know what I'm saying? Outright. No publishing, no nothing on nothing. You know what I'm saying? I bought the record just straight out, flat out. I mean, shit. I think I paid like $500 for the beat or $1,000 for the beat at that time. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Yeah, he had like a going rate at that time on what he was paying, you know what I'm saying, charging for a beat. But I ain't even getting all of that. Like, I just was like, okay, the shit is successful. It can help him out. Let's double back. And I let him do a beat on my album. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, he did the Looking Down on him beat on my album with me and everybody from BMU. And then I came back again. I did the French Montana Know That with him. I did the record with me, Talib Kweli, and French. I can't think of the name of that record right now. But I went back to Bolo and did several records with him just to show, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a real one. Like, that shit went however it went. I did that play in the midst of trying to get a deal and being green and not knowing, you know what I'm saying, the business play. Like, I you know what I'm saying, I went above and beyond to, you know what I'm saying, try to repair that relationship because he a real, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, he talented as, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted it to work that out and us to be straight, you know what I'm saying? But he kind of like, you know what I'm saying, threw me for left with that shit with the whole Silento thing. I was like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were supposed to, all right, bro, we got another one again. Let's, you know what I'm saying? You know, the business side of it, let's do this. But he, you know, he needed to eat himself. So I think that's what was part of it. Part of it was like if I bring him in, you know what I'm saying, he gonna eat more than me or whatever. Like, the trust wasn't there, you know what I'm saying? So, man, it is what it is. You know, no harm, no foul. Like, I did mine how I did mine. You did yours how you did yours. So I think we straight now, you know what I'm saying? We square. It ain't nothing, but we could have done a lot more shit together, you know what I mean?
Now, when it comes to Silento, and my apologies, man. My apologies. I hate cutting you off. You know what I'm saying? Right? Because you're telling really good stories. Now, when it comes to Silento and the Whip Nene song, Bolo the producer was the only producer on that song. Yeah. What exactly was the deal, and what fell apart with that situation?
Well, I was supposed to be the label. He was gonna be the producer. We were gonna do the deal through me.
Of how you were almost involved in another smash hit that was more recent from an artist by the name of Silento, a song called Watch Me Nene, or Whip Watch Me Nene, or Whip Nene, however you want to pronounce it, right? Yeah, and you were dealing with the main producer, Bolo the producer. So what happened along the way when you guys later linked up, you were saying?
So like, he reached out to me, you know what I'm saying? And he was just showing me the, you know what I'm saying, the numbers of how everything was going on. And he really couldn't himself get it to where it needed to get to. But he was telling me, hey, yo, the record doing good. It's moving. You know what I'm saying? It's gravitating. Nah, I'm going to come to you. You know what I'm saying? Let's make some shit happen or whatever with it. You take it where you need to take it at, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, cool, I got you, whatever you need to do. He was more so trying to get me to, just giving money for them to do promo. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We need to go do a show over here for promo. We need to go over here and do that. And I was trying to wrap my head around exactly what was going on. You know, I wasn't just going to spend a bunch of money and run in circles when I could just take the record if it got numbers and we could just go to a label and do a deal. So I had reached out to a couple of different people, you know what I mean? And we had talked like we was going to do it. We was going to do a deal with me. You know what I'm saying? The deal was the artist was going to be signed to me. You know what I'm saying? And he was just going to remain as the producer. Cause dude was like, a minor, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So he had like his aunties, somebody who he was like living with, and it was a whole deal. He didn't know his parents or something like that. He went with his parents or whatever. So, you know, he had a situation where his folks was caring for him, and they wanted it to be done right. They ain't wanted it to be, you know what I'm saying, some sideways ass deal, you know what I'm saying? So I was going to do it from an artist perspective, on me not liking how a lot of shit went me from the artist perspective, do a right situation for him so he get what he need to get as an artist, and you know, us do what we need to do on the business side of it and everything be straight. So he came to me with the deal, like we was gonna do the deal, and I had a commitment on him on doing the deal. And you know, I spoke to him, I told him Capital was interested on doing a deal, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, yo, I'll talk to these couple different people, you know what I'm saying? Capital interested on doing a deal, you know what I'm saying? And he was cool, but he was cool that, you know, we was back and forth about it. But it's like once I let the cat out of the bag and say, hey, yeah, this is such and such that want to do a deal, he kind of backdoored me and went and did the deal without me. You know what I'm saying? He because we hadn't did nothing on contract yet. You know what I'm saying? I just told him, such and such is interested on me and him, like, yo, bro, like, I got this situation over here. They interested. I'm talking to these folks like, I got him already. So let's go ahead and do what we need to do so that I got him. And then we can go and do the deal. And he backdoored me and said, you know what I'm saying? Oh, no, he said his folks your boy folks didn't want to do the deal. And then when it kind of got, you know what I'm saying, tense on it, I called him like, I felt like the shit was flawed. He came back and was like, oh, well, you know, I felt like it was flawed with what went on with the she got shit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that he brought up that shit, you know what I'm saying? When you know what I'm saying? I paid you for that beat, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I paid you for that beat. You really didn't have nothing to stand on that. I paid you for that shit. And you know what I'm saying? But I still, as a real nigga, said, hey, come with me on the album. Come, let's do these other records together. I got this French record. I got this record, that. Like, I did a ton of records with you with other features and shit to, you know, that was supposed to be a water under the bridge. But when it comes time for us to really do another play together, it was like a slap in my face. You know what I'm saying? I felt like, damn, like, wow, like, my nigga, that he really finna play it like that? Like, I thought that we had made amends on all of that shit. And this the one, we finna go rock out together. So he kind of took me for left on that. He fucked me up with that one, you know what I mean? And I was just like, damn. So he doubled back, did a deal, made a production company, signed dude directly to him, and they went and did a deal without me. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what solidified, I guess, him in the office with a lot of different people. You know what I mean? He had to go do his own. They did what he needed to do for himself, which, you know, everybody gonna choose themselves at the end of the day, but I really didn't choose, in a sense, myself. I had already done business with you. I felt, you know, I had already paid you for what I owed you for my shit. But in turn, because you felt some kind of way, and me being a real one, you know what I mean? Like I said, I went back through and I did a bunch of different records with him, thinking that we patched that up and we was cool. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? We did. He still felt some type of way about that shit. So, you know, he went and did the Silento deal without me. So, I mean, that's another one. You know what I mean?
That's wild. And it seems like a lot of these situations, came from the She Got It record, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, with a hit, it comes some drama sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of drama, like everlasting drama.
Now with Bolo, you had bought the beat out, right? So you were just trying to do him a solid, right? But also it said that you've said before that you actually spent $100K on the promotions yourself to even get that record out there and spinning and things like that, right?
Pain was $100K. You know what I'm saying? T-Pain alone was $100K. That ain't even got nothing to do with the promotions. You know what I'm saying? Pain himself was $100K. You know what I mean? At the time, Pain was doing features for like $50,000. You know what I'm saying? Just to do the record. You know what I'm saying? So I came, you know what I'm saying, with 50,000 out the streets. You know what I'm saying, to do that record with him, and then jump through all of the shit to this and that, and then even the bend the win with the with adding Tate to the records. You know what I'm saying, adding Tate to the record, then us doing that. You know what I'm saying, that was like we had to do that in order to get the video and everything shot right and everything done proper. So you know what I'm saying, it all came together where I bent the win. I bent in every which way to win with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, cool, man. This person is salty about this, but I'm gonna give them this so I can give them this. And you know what I'm saying? I'm taking a hit on this side. I'm giving you a little bit more publishing than I should give up, but I'm gonna give you that anyway, just for us to be straight. And niggas still was flawed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I did everything that I possibly could to go around, kiss the babies and everything. And these niggas still was flawed. I was just like, this shit, bro. Like, y'all niggas is just that. You can't make it happen, bro. I felt like at the end of the day, I should have just been a nasty ass nigga, because y'all made me be like I was a nasty ass nigga when I really wasn't. I was just, you know what I'm saying? I made it work. You know what I'm saying? I tried to make everybody happy.
Yeah, it seems like a damned if you do situation for real.
Yeah. That's really how that worked. You know?
Because later on, you have a guy by the name of Chat who was somehow was involved in the original record, and he came out, and you know, you guys had not really a back and forth. It was him going to World Star and pretty much venting about the situation as well. How did you end up rectifying that part of it?
Well, see, Chat didn't really feel no kind of way about the record. Like, Chat was cool. It was niggas around him that put the battery in his back to make him, like, you know what I'm saying? He was cool because we had to understand it. I called Chat before. Chat in the video. Chat is in the She Got It video. Like, I forget how shit. I pointed that out the other day. A nigga tagged me in some shit on like IG about this whole situation again. Still to this day, a nigga tagged me in it, and I'm like, bro, he in the video. Like, he right here. Like, what you talking about? Like, if it was a real problem, then he wouldn't have showed up and got in the video. So he got in the video, showed up with me, like, you know what I'm saying? Everything was good. Me and him had to understand it. It was just other people, you know, when you in the neighborhood and the shit on TV all day long and on the radio all day long, and they looking at like he said, you know, dog, you know, you riding around and Rovers and Benzes and stunting and jumping out, and these niggas is like, I was on the record like, where mine at? Where my piece at? What I need to get? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, like, you know what we agreed on and how that worked. Like, one of my folks had asked me to put him on the record, so I put him on the record out of respect for my cousin Scrap. Like, it ain't and my brother was asking me to put him on the records, you know what I'm saying? With shit, both my Scrap and my, you know what I'm saying, my brother, both of them motherfuckers up the road right now. So shout out, you know what I'm saying? They halfway housing it right now, but you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my folks. But I did that for them because they was like, y'all from the same city. He got a record called She Got It. You know, I tried to bridge it together, take him, put him on the record, and take some of his record, the hook, and add it in there and us do something. So he contributed something to the record. But like I said, bro, I was jumping out in traffic. And while my shit running, I'm jumping out the Cutlass, you know what I'm saying? I'm jumping out the Chevy with CDs and walking up to your car and giving that shit to you free while the light red, and jump back in my shit and stab off. Like, I'm out here real deal, hand to hand, hustling this record, and he ain't never passed out one CD. So for me, it was like, damn, bro, like, I'm going hard for this shit. I spent all the bread on this shit, and I'm passing this shit out hand to hand, and you on here, like, I'm giving you a layup, I'm giving you a look, like, you know what I'm saying? How you gonna trip out on me? So he ain't really trip on me. It was other people that was making him feel some kind of way, and you know what I'm saying? We rectified our differences by doing shit. We did other record. I did another record with him. You know what I mean? I think that shit, Vinny, he produced the record that we did together. You know what I mean? That was kind of like a come back together and let's make this shit happen, and you know what I'm saying, squash the bullshit or whatever. And you know what I mean? I shot a video with him in the whole nine, put it on World Star, did all of that. Like I tried to, talent wise, like, you know, if they with you, like you said, they with you, then come on, let's do some shit together. If they with you, like you said, they with you, then I'll put some money into some shit that you got in, and you can go. My cousin, Pat, you know, Power P shit, he felt some kind of way too, you know what I'm saying, because of shit that was being said, and he went out and he spent some money on Shot doing a record with Pleasure P, but nobody ain't saying nothing about that record because, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't what it was. So it's like niggas try to, you know what I mean, make it like you know, he wouldn't have, I wouldn't have been who I needed to be or who I am without him. But you know what I mean, it was a lot of shit that I went through and a lot of politics and a lot of relationships that was established to make this shit what it needed to be. You know what I'm saying? You jumping on a record and rapping didn't make this shit what it needed to be. And yeah, he spent $1 on this shit, you know what I'm saying? So you was just with a nigga. We were rocking and everything was cool. So you can't really feel no kind of way. You got a free look. And then you was able to go back and try this and get another look. And you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Like I couldn't have, you know what I mean? I couldn't have came out on the nigga record. If I came out on Chico Red records back in the days with Bulldog and the shit popped up and I was on it and it went the same way. And then I dissed Chico. Like, man, them niggas they wouldn't have done what I did. You know, yeah. Nobody would have done what I did. Nobody would have came back and just tried to keep the G and be like, all right, all that shit, that's just gonna work. You know what I mean? Niggas ain't doing that these days, man. Like, I don't get no points or no credit for that shit. I niggas just.
I think people will probably see it later on than they see it now. And even at the time you referred to the song, when it had already been established as a hit and everything, you had said it was a gift and a curse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely.
Now, what's crazy is you were successful enough to acquire a deal with Universal, right?
Yeah.
And it was through Justice League, even though you felt you didn't need them really for the deal, right? Because the song took off. You know, a hit song is a hit. Yeah. Now, what's crazy is you started to have issues with Universal. Is that true? Like, because you went to Bahamas for a week before your album release?
Well, the beef really wasn't with Universal. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The beef in the sense of how it panned out was more so with you know what I'm saying, how Justice League played it. Things started to being a little funny with them. So, you know, at the time, I felt like this. I spent all this bread to get into the game, and then I got all my bread back. So when I got all my bread back and it was legit, I felt like I wanted to spend my bread however I wanted to see fit with my bread because it was my bread. I spent it on all this music shit and then I had recouped. So when I went and say, all right, I'm going to buy this or I'm going to go here, I'm going to go do this and do that, they were still working. They hadn't got their money for the project or none of the shit yet. So to them, it was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? He spending all his money. He doing this, he doing that. So it made a lot of niggas salty. They started feeling some type of way. So when I went to the trip to the Bahamas, you know, I respectfully, like I marked off my calendar for those days. You know what I'm saying? The shit was planned way prior to their release. You know what I mean? But they went back to the label and was like, you know, 2P in the Bahamas, he ain't worried about promoting his album. You know what I'm saying? Because they was trying to brown nose with the label then. Bring another artist that they had that was behind me to try to get him a deal. So to get me out the way and them try to do like a label situation on their own, they was trying to spray me a little bit with the label. So, you know what I'm saying? It made the label feel some type of way because it was brought to their attention by who's supposed to be my partners. Like, we supposed to be partners. Like, you coming, it's like, you know what I'm saying? We partners, we out here running it up and you going to the plug. Like, you know, 2 people had cut on the product when I'm really not. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's great.
You know what I'm saying? You telling the plug that I'm cutting this shit, and it's just like, niggas ODing on the shit that I'm selling, but you know what I'm saying? You made me look bad to the plug. So to them, instead of them getting in the middle of me and them, they just to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to do, you know what I'm saying? Nothing with the project, we're gonna let it go. But in the midst of all of this, I always gotta say, I only had a record deal for 8 months. You know what I'm saying? All these niggas had record deals for years. These niggas had records and multiple projects. I only had a record deal with Universal for 8 months. 8 months. You know what I'm saying? I only did a deal with them for 8 months. That's all that shit was. It wasn't no, couple years. It wasn't no couple projects. It wasn't none of that. It was 8 months. You know what I'm saying?
Now that's crazy to think about. So through the course of the song blowing up, you blowing up as an artist yourself, all of that, and then separating with Universal, all that took place within an 8-month time frame?
8 months.
Wow.
All it was 8 months.
That is.
They called me, Justice League called me, and I'm saying, man, Chuck, we cool, man. Chuck Green shit, we solid shit. We working on some other shit right now with the country record that I got. But it's like, when he called me, like, yeah, man, shit, the motherfuckers talking about going in a different direction or some shit right now. And I'm like, for real? He like, yeah. I'm like, damn, I remember I was coming from Philly. I was just getting on a plane, and he called me and was like, yeah, man, Universal's going, so I'm trying to go a different direction because these boys talking about you was on vacation when you was supposed to be promoting the album. I'm like, what? Like, my album came out on the 17th, it was June 17th, my birthday on June 11th. You know what I'm saying? I went to Bahamas for 2 days. Like, I done went around the country and I did free radio shows and half a rate radio shows, and I done promoted the out of this entire project as much as they wanted. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they wanted, like, I marked off everything for them, and then in 2 days I go to spend for my birthday after obtaining some success. You know what I'm saying? Somebody feels some kind of way, like, really, it really ain't got nothing to do with this, Universal really feeling some kind of way. They just don't want to get in the midst of you and us beefing or whatever. It ain't no problem with us. I'm just telling you, you know what I'm saying, what it is. That's what they thinking. So, it is what it is. Cool. We parted ways, and then, I went and did the Cash Money deal like a little bit right after that, and that was on the Universal Republic too. So Republic didn't really have a problem. They just didn't like, you know what I'm saying, the relationship of what was going on with me and Justice.
It seems to get real tricky when it becomes artist and label situations. You know what I'm saying? It seems like the parent label usually tries to, find a way out of that situation anytime there's a star involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, well, sometimes I've seen the label side with the artist, depending on, you know what I'm saying, what the artist was doing. And I've seen the label side with whoever, and they couldn't pick because you had two, you know what I'm saying, massive situations where they're producers, and then you got this artist that's, you know what I'm saying, platinum for you. So what do we do? You know what? Let's just step out, you know what I'm saying, and let them figure it out on their own. You know what I'm saying? And it was times where I went to them and I was just kind of like, after the deal was done, and we didn't have a deal, and we was in between deals, and I was still doing business with them. I came to the A, and what f***ed me up with them was like, I come to the A, like I said, you know what I'm saying, I went through a little robbery situation with some niggas that's on my album. I come to the A, and the nigga who tried to rob me or stab me and shit, he's sleeping on y'all accounts, and y'all got him writing records for y'all. And I'm telling y'all, like, this nigga orchestrated a robbery. They ain't getting no money. They got like $400 in a Gucci wallet, but you know what I'm saying? He orchestrated a robbery at my residence with some niggas, you know what I'm saying, gunpoint. Like, it could have went a whole different way, and I know he did it. And you know what I mean? He tried to put a stocking over his face where, to scrunch your face up, but it was the nigga, you know what I'm saying? Cause what happened was the night that happened, he was with me, he had blue tape around the bottom of the pistol. And that same pistol where he held me down in the club, hey, I got you back, my nigga. Just go out the back door, I got you now. I seen the pistol he had when he walked me through the club. That same pistol was used for the robbery, you know what I'm saying, at my residence. So it was like, like, nigga, this the same gun you took me out the club with to hold me down and have my back. And then you show up to the house with the same, you know what I'm saying? So
That's crazy.
This nigga sleeping on y'all couch, and I told y'all about it prior, and then y'all got me. So I was like, you know what, man, these niggas flawed, bro. I ain't fucking with these niggas. They like, oh, he wrote some records for Sean Kingston for us, so we just trying to work, man. Yeah, y'all niggas flawed, man. Y'all ain't on no real street nigga ethics. So I'm not gonna with y'all. I'm not gonna do business with y'all because y'all ain't rocking hard rock. Like I didn't have to give y'all the percentage I gave y'all of my advancement, but because it wasn't in contract. But being that I spoke on it, and before, you know what I mean, the deal came, I said I'd do this. I went ahead and did it anyway because the deal came or whatever. Y'all weren't even responsible for my deal. My deal was on the table. It was coming regardless. I did a contract with y'all 10 days before Universal called. They called. You know what I'm saying? I went to several meetings with Justice League, and nobody wanted to do a deal. And Universal called Cindy. You know what I'm saying? Who was supposed to manage me, who worked all them shows and did all that shit with me. They called her, and then she plugged me up, and I was like, yeah, well, Universal want to do a deal. I did a deal with these niggas 10 days ago, so I'm going to honor their contract and go ahead and get them the money that I said I'd get them out of the deal, even though they didn't do shit for the deal. You know what I'm saying? And then out of all of that, y'all got a nigga laying on the couch there. You know what I'm saying? I got a fucked up scar on my side right now. You know what I'm saying? Multiple staples in my side, pierced long and all of this shit. A nigga hit me with a machete. You know what I'm saying? Wow. I had my arm leaning on my door. I answered the door for a nigga at the apartment, and he tried to play like he was my probation officer. So when I seen what was going on, he stuck the pistol through the door. You know what I'm saying? I back from the pistol, pushed the pistol to the wall, you know what I'm saying? And the niggas got in, you know what I'm saying, through the door because I was doing too much. He got in through the door, the nigga hit me with the machete, you know what I'm saying, and cut me up. So, I mean, throughout all of that shit, this same nigga, y'all got him laying on y'all couch. And I'm sitting here like, bro, like, I told y'all what went on with me and this nigga, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Y'all talking about he wrote y'all some records for Sean Kingston, so y'all gonna work with him. So I had to part ways with them niggas, man. I left and ended up doing a deal with Cash Money without them, and that's really the real, you know what I'm saying, on how that shit went south.
Now I gotta ask this situation, man. You see, you're dealing with the Justice League. Your deal is through them and Universal. You see the guy who tried to rob you and potentially take your life because he hit you with an extremely sharp object. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
After all that situation is dissolved, and you factor in that they've spent all this time, Universal, marketing you and everything, and it's only been 8 months. Like, is that a potential win? Because they've spent time and money marketing you. The song is doing it what it does. Yeah. But can't you bounce off that and do it and like as an independent artist and still win?
It was a win, but you got to think about my mental state.
Go ahead and explain.
I got beef in the city.
Okay.
I don't even want to be in the city. I got beef in the city. A month coming up want to take a picture, but I don't know if they want to take a picture or they want to shoot a nigga. You know what I'm saying? They owe me money still. Since Justice League owe me $4 million right now still. You know what I'm saying? So they owe me money still because I let them collect the bread from the label and then pay me instead of me just collecting my own bread, even though it's a partnership. I trusted y'all to collect the bread from me and then pay me. Y'all niggas still ain't pay me. You know what I'm saying? What's up? Can I get paid? But you know what I'm saying? I you know what I mean? It's just a lot of shit from the mental state side of it. It was just like, man, like, bro, like it was just a lot. Yo, who can you trust? Who can you with? Who really got your back? You know what I'm saying? You can't even trust your. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's you against the world. Like I really realized, you know what I'm saying? Like I was in like a pop mind state. Like what the, you know what I'm saying? Is this like? I mean, you don't know who trying to do what. So to grab your mental and adjust your mental right. You know what I mean? I had to get away from all that shit. I had to just like not deal with none of them. I had to just move away, move to Miami, you know what I'm saying? With Stunner and them, you know what I'm saying? Slim brought me in. I did a deal over there. And it was just like, I'm going to just sit here, you know what I'm saying? Really figure out, you know what I'm saying? How I want to attack this shit going forward. But of course it was shows, you know what I'm saying? It was money still being made. It was around a tour and do all of that. But from the label perspective side of it, it was like, and then when I did the deal with Cash Money, these niggas was calling talking about, hey bro, you still owe us. You said, when you left a deal with us, you was gonna give us 20% of your next deal if it wasn't with us. I'm like, man, these niggas crazy, man. Justice League was calling with that shit. Like,
So when the deal dissolved with Universal, your deal with them dissolved, correct?
Yeah, no, it didn't. I was still in the deal with them.
Wow.
I was still in the deal with them. So
when you did your deal with Cash Money, they wanted a percentage?
They wanted a percentage of that deal. You know what I'm saying? But I went with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we not doing that. You niggas forget about that. Like, that's definitely not gonna happen. So, so that was the beef. It was like, okay, he don't want to give us none of the Cash Money deal, and so we ain't gonna give him none of this money from Universal. So we even.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So even though Universal paid them and they supposed to pay me, they ain't pay me because they wanted a part of the Cash Money deal and I wasn't giving them part of it. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
Now,
but legally, I didn't have to give them part of the Cash Money deal because of how my lawyer structured it. I ain't really have to give them part of that. But they still owe me my money from Universal still right now. You know what I mean?
So right now with the Justice League, what is your relationship? Have you spoken to them or anything like that?
So after a bunch of time went by, Coleon hit me and he was like, yo, let's get up. Let's do some shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's put this shit back together, blah, blah, blah. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Let's resolve all the bullshit and whatever. So I was like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Let's get together. Let's do something. So I was living in Detroit at the time. So I had flew back to the crib and I was like, all right, you know what I mean? Let's get together. Whatever. We went to Soho and shit, had some drinks and shit, hung out. It was cool. We talked, we reminisced, you know what I'm saying? We good vibes. I ran to the crib. I seen a bunch of niggas and everything was cool. And we were supposed to do a new deal, a new situation together. But Rook, which, I don't really know what his deal was or what his issue was just one part of the Justice League, 1/3 of Justice League. How they do things there is they vote. It's 3 of them. So two vote on something, and one vote on it the opposite way or whatever, then the 2 win. So I had to get a Coleon vote, a Kenny vote, and a Rook vote. But for some reason, I got the Coleon vote and I got the Kenny vote, but Rook didn't want to fuck with me. And then all of a sudden, Kenny just was like biased. I guess he just was like, man, I ain't getting in the middle of that shit, bro. Like, I'm cool with that. We fuck with pistols, we don't fuck with pistols. I don't give a fuck. I just want to work. I don't care. So he was biased. So Rook didn't want to work with me no more. So since Rook didn't want to work with me no more, there was like a knotted up situation. So I met back with Coleon, like after we had talked, they said we were going to do a new deal. You know what I mean? We met back and Coleon was like, I don't know, man. I met with the guys and, it just ain't really going the way you wanted to go. Everybody kind of feel, some kind of way or whatever. And I was like, bro, you just told me you wanted to do a deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got a deal over at Empire right now where, you know what I'm saying, I got an 80-20 with Empire and it's a sweet situation. Like, you know what I mean? I can just run everything through Empire. He's like, so what you need us for? I'm like, I don't really need y'all, but you know what I'm saying? I thought that we was going to come together and we was going to do shit together and, you know what I'm saying? Just, patch it up and we go and get a world what they really want us with each other. You know what I mean? It ain't about me needing. So it was like, since they felt like I didn't need them, you know what I'm saying? I was supposed to, I guess, went over there like, hey, bro, I need y'all, please, man. Just, I was supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Did some shit like that to make it. Since I didn't do that and I said I got my deal at Empire, I got an 80-20, it was kind of like, let that nigga do his 80-20 then. One need to do nothing. I mean, we ain't doing nothing with him. And then, the nigga went on Twitter, tweeting, 2P was, what's the nigga name that had the Panda record? Panda.
What's my guy's name?
Whatever his name is. Designer. Okay.
Designer, yep.
Jumped on there. He jumped on Twitter like 2P was a designer deal for us. We just got the check from Universal and that was it. We don't give a fuck about doing no business with him. Rook wrote that shit on Twitter, you know what I'm saying, about a nigga.
So why invite you out?
I mean, and I feel exactly because it wasn't true. You feel me? He feels some kind of way. I don't know why he feels some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't want to say this, but I'm gonna say it because of how flawed he played it. I mean, he just married a bunch of niggas who's from the city. So it's like, you just married this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all just got married and she's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's a jump off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas was calling around like, D2P, fuck you. Like, they was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they trying to pick it. Like, come on, man. Like, the she just married is just like, come on, man. She cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't with a bitch. That ain't something, but other niggas, you know what I'm saying, that I know, you know what I'm saying, that was their situation. So he like all super wiped up and everything, just so gravy non. And like, we possibly could have done some shit together or work something out. But niggas is, you know what I'm saying, niggas is flawed, bro. Like, they thinking about the wrong shit. They ain't thinking about, like, you know what I'm saying, business or money and that. They good. They got money. So, you know what I mean? They like trying to be wifed up and being with whoever they trying to be with right now. Niggas,
I got you.
Money, so
I got you. Kind of life moves on type of deal, right?
Yeah.
So in the midst of all this, when did you form Blood Money Union?
It was already formed. Blood Money Union, Blood Money Publishing was already formed. That was my company that I did the partnership with them with. You know what I'm saying? So that was never nothing. That was new. Blood Money Publishing, Blood Money Union was my company from the beginning, and that's how I did the deal with them. I never was signed to them as an artist. I was signed to them as a partnership.
So that's how you know that you can calculate what you feel you're owed and things like that because of partnership.
Yeah, it was a partnership. We did a partnership agreement because, you know, from their perspective, whenever something was bad, they say, "Oh, me and Tupu, just 2P, man. We partners. It ain't got nothing to do with us, man. You gotta go aside with him and talk to 2P if somebody has something flawed, something bad to say." But then when it was something good, they were like, "Oh, that's 2P our artist. He signed us. Oh yeah, he signed us. That's our artist." You know what I'm saying? They're like,
trying to play it both ways. I got you.
Yeah, that's how they played this shit. You know what I'm saying? To other niggas, I was their artist. You know what I'm saying? When it was good, when it was something good to say about a nigga, I was your artist. But when it was something flawed to say, it was all 2P his own man. That was a partnership, man. And he did whatever he wanted to do. That wasn't on us. You know what I mean? So that's how niggas played it.
All right. So through all this situation, though, being you working with different labels, you still had a hit single, and during that 3-year time span around that hit single, you were like one of the main people always getting posted on World Star, right? I'm talking about, it was like you were Mr. World Star for a second there. Yeah. Now, the first thing that was crazy that was posted on there was you were at a strip club one time, and it seemed like a random local rapper from the Tampa area had tried to sucker punch you, man. What happened with that situation? I believe the guy's name was Kane.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know, dude. I ain't know him. I mean, I knew some, like, after doing research after the shit had happened, I knew his partner, this nigga Chill the $1 Million Man. You know what I'm saying? Real street nigga, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I don't know. Chill might be on, but Chill might be in the feds still. Shit, I don't know. But Chill a real nigga, man. I with him. But he was like one of Chill artists, I think, underneath Chill or something like that. But Chill was in the feds, so, you know, Chill was out. That shit would have never took place. Because, you know, the relationship that we had. But nah, the nigga, I don't know, bro. I was in there just off, you know what I'm saying? Strip club, hanging out, throwing a little bit of money or whatever. A little bad little chick was in there, you know what I'm saying?
In the video, it seemed random, like out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
It was. We went, that was like, that was way I took for left on that. Like, I didn't even know it was no beef because the shit with me and Shy had already been passed up. We had already been straight. I had done some records with him. It wasn't nothing going on with him. I mean, shit, we good, everything, you know what I'm saying, straight. So dude tried to And dude tried to pull some flaw shit. He just came, you know what I mean, and said that he reacted how he reacted because of he felt Chop didn't handle what he should have handled with me the right way, so he wanted to handle it or some shit. Like, I ain't had no beef with this nigga. I ain't even know this nigga, you know what I'm saying? But he wanted to make it an issue. So he tried to hit me and to you know what I'm saying? So some people angle of it looked like he hit me, but he ain't hit me. He just like whiffed kinda and knocked my hat off. Like, he hit my hat. Like, I like, it was like God moved me. At the right
you
time.
swerved it.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I moved and it was just like he knocked my hat off, and I was just like, and everybody, like, the security grabbed me and moved me, but I didn't even know nothing happened. Like, honestly, didn't even know what happened. Like, I was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? No, but he planned that shit because the little video the nigga had posted on World Star, he was outside like, oh, yo, watch this shit, my nigga. Yeah, we about to go in here and do this shit. Watch how we do this shit. Like, so he was like, that was part of their plan, was to try to do some publicity shit. Like, try to get some numbers off a nigga, you know what I'm saying? Because I was on World Star heavy, like you was saying, you know what I'm saying? So I think he just wanted to get a look off a nigga, you know what I mean? He could have got a feature. We could have done some business together, you know what I'm saying? We could have made some money, you know what I mean? I don't really know what the nigga music sound like, but I'm sure, you know what I mean? Him being from the Bay Area, I would have with him. I think he's from like Bradenton or whatever. It's some bad ones down there in Bradenton. So, you know what I'm saying? The nigga was over that way with that side of the bridge already anyway. So we could have done some business together and made something shake, but
now, at that time, were you feeling like the king of that city, or the king of that Tampa Bay area? Because, like, at that time, nobody else was doing what you were doing at it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't want to say like I also felt like there was more that needed to be contributed to the city. Like, I felt like I had a voice, and I wanted to unify everybody for us to like get on one accord and do shit like a certain way. And being that I was in this particular space, yo, I got a vision, fuck with me, I can see this shit, let's do this like this. I see the A doing this, I see niggas in LA doing this, you know what I'm saying? I see niggas in Miami doing this, like, and everybody just was like, you know, they didn't want to hear that shit. Like, it was too much jealousy in the space, the way they wanted to get on one accord, like, you know what I mean? Whether it was the females, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Like, I can't help it that these bitches is choosing. I can't help it that, you know what I'm saying? They acting how they acting. Like, I'm just doing this, my nigga. Like, and I'm trying to get you to come over here and do this. Like, never mind that situation there. Like, I ain't even know that I was a chick. Like, I ain't even know that none of that. Like, excuse me. You feel me? Like, I you know what I mean? So, a lot of them situations that was weird when niggas was behind bitches, like, that I didn't even know that it was their girl, you know?
Always. It's always.
I didn't know that was your girl, bro. Like, and I didn't even want her. Like, I was just here doing whatever I was doing, and she came and wanted to hang out. I might have not even, you know what I'm saying, smashed it. Maybe one of my little homies did something, but, you know, if you do something and you in that space, then everybody gonna say you did it. You know what I mean? It's you. They got a problem with you. So,
yeah, it seems like when a new market springs up and an artist pops out of a new market, the first artist, it's always like the local people are always trying to get that one moment, that one viral moment to where they can bring them down to their level, because at that point, you can't beat that person. They on TV, they on the radio. Like, it's hard, especially they're getting money. It's hard to beat that person. So it always happens. You know what I mean?
I mean, being in like a popular space though, like, I ain't never really, that ain't really like with me like that, because like I played ball in school and I was popular in school for playing ball. So girls and shit want to hang out and going to, you know, say cool ass parties, that's at school parties or whatever, like high school parties, and kicking it and being a motherfucker. They talk, whoa, that's such and such and that. That was like that already, you know what I'm saying? Cause we played football. So when we showed up to the party, it was like, I hung out with, I played senior ball when I was a freshman, you know what I'm saying? So, my freshman year, I played varsity, you know what I mean? And I with all of the seniors, I went to all the senior parties. I've been already like in that kind of popular space in school. So to me, it was like, all right, cool, man. Yeah, man. It whatever, bro. Like, yeah, okay, cool. She choosing. I might smash her if I like her. If she look cool or whatever, I might not. I might just talk to her, and blow her off, but don't have a beef with me because of a chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, that's just
I get.
lost. But in life, you know what I'm saying? A bigger scale in life, like niggas will kill you about that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas ain't playing about it.
It get,
you know what I'm saying?
It gets scary, bro. Now, I hate to harbor on some of the wilder situations, but you did have a highly publicized quote unquote beef with another very popular rapper who's no longer here with us by the name of Dolla, right? Now, did this situation really spark from the She Got It song as well?
Yeah. Yeah, every one of these, you know, it's weird. It's like every one of these things that you touch on that's even if it's sour, you know what I'm saying? Great things and sour things, they all came from the same situation. Where, okay, before I did the deal with Universal, shit was moving. I mean, I was on house arrest, but shit was moving. And Boo, Akon brother had called my phone, you know what I'm saying? And he wanted to buy the record. And I told him I'd sell him the beat because I owned the beat from Bolo. So I sell you the beat, but I ain't gonna sell you the hook because he wanted to buy the record from me. So he wanted to buy the record, I guess, because Dolla was his artist. You know what I'm saying? So he wanted to buy the record for Dolla, but I didn't know that. So he just wanted to buy the record. And I'm like, man, I thought Akon them wanted to buy the record to shut it down because Pain was signed to Akon. Mm-hmm. So I thought they wanted to shut it down, and you know what I mean? I was like, nah, I sell y'all the beat. You know what I mean? Like, nah, the record ain't for sale, but I sell you the beat. If you like the beat, you like how it sound, I sell you that. And they wanted to buy the whole record for $1. So a nigga asked me in Detroit. I was on the Dub car show tour. First time I ever heard of it, you know what I'm saying? Nick Cannon was DJing and shit. Nick Cannon, you know what I'm saying? It was like, that shit was crazy. You know, it's the first time I meet that nigga, like, he was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I meet this nigga Nick Cannon. He a DJ at the Dub car show tour in Detroit. And
that's wild. That's wild when you think about it now.
Yeah, he DJ'd my set. You know what I'm saying? He DJ'd my set for the Dub show, Dub car show tour. And I was just like, I don't know, that's wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, so I ain't even, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even grab that moment was like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? When I met a lot of these niggas, Nas and all these, when I met these niggas, they knew of me and they fucked me up because I knew you niggas and from Belly or from Myth or from that or whatever. And I knew you like I felt like I knew you. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't really know you. Like, you know what I mean? I just knew you from something, but they knew of a nigga and that kind of fucked me up. Like with my son, we're racing now, like we meet, you know what I'm saying? A bunch of like top elite pro riders, and I'll be like, son, that's such and such, and we know because we watching these riders on TV and shit racing or whatever, and my son heavy into the racing, and I take him and he meet these pro and he take pictures or whatever with them, and it be like we know them, but they don't know us. So it'd be crazy, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like, man, we know this nigga, but so it's a trip situation, but they don't, you know what I'm saying? They when I'm know you and you know them, it's like, okay, then they recognize you, craft and they with you. But yeah, man, like I don't know. I at that Dub car show tour, I met dude and the dude met me backstage. He said, yeah, hey, you know, that boy Dolla said he had a chance to buy your record. I mean, Dolla said that was his record. He had a chance to buy it, but he didn't want it. And I was like, man, I don't know who fuck told you that shit. That shit bullshit. Like that shit.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, the beat was for sale or whatever. So I heard he said that to me, you know what I'm saying? And I heard it. So he said it or whatever. And then, you know what I mean? It just, me and dude had the conversation and then there wasn't nothing. And then I went ahead, did my show or whatever. And then, you know, 4-5 months later down the road, I'm in LA and I'm doing an interview like this. And then they asked me about it. And then when they asked me about it, the shit on YouTube, they asked me about it. I said, nah, man, you know what I'm saying? I just want to clear this up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who said what or whatever. Like, nigga was fronting and saying something about the beat. Well, I mean, the record was for sale. The record was never for sale. You know what I'm saying? Dolla. Like I said his name, you know what I'm saying? Dolla. Like, the record was never for sale. The beat was for sale. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, your boss, Boot, he hollered at me about buying it. You know what I'm saying? But the beat was for sale. The record was never for sale. I just wanted to clear that up. And then, you know, I'm with Hazel at the BET Awards. I'm with Hazel and her sister. Simmons, you know what I'm saying? Which Hustle nigga, I told you she was gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Hustle was like, no, I don't see Angela. I like her sister. I'm like, no, Angela the one or whatever. So I was with Angela doing interviews at the in a radio room at the BET Awards. Like they got a room in there. They had a room in there where you go around and you do your interviews. And every radio station in the country is there, but they got like a small little booth set up on a table, and you go, you do your interview for that. Phoenix, Dallas, wherever, you know what I'm saying? It's all in that radio room. So you do your interview for every radio station in the country at that time, you know, and they reporting live from the BET Awards. So I did the interview. I was doing interviews with her, was moving around and was doing different shit together. And the nigga walked up to me and he was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Somebody was saying he was talking real crazy about me and this record. And I was like, bro, I don't know what you talking about. Like, I'm lost. Like, I don't fuck you talking about. Like, and I had some super dark ass shades on. I had, you know what I'm saying, some I don't know what shades. I had some dark ass shades though. And he was talking to me, but I really wasn't really trying to hear what he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? So he walked off, went wherever he went at. And then I went and did some more interviews. And then the nigga come back up. And he got some basketball shorts on now. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. That's a wild look.
Yeah, he was just dressed like doing interviews, and then he came back with some basketball shorts on. So I'm like, looking at this nigga like, what is he? Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? They said that you were saying, I'm like, bro, all right, hey, look, bro, I don't know. All I said, bro, was that the beat was for sale, the record was for sale, man. I don't know what this nigga on, man. And I turned, and when I turned, the nigga punched me and took off running in the radio room. You know what I'm saying?
That's great.
He stole off me. You know what I'm saying? Ran through the radio room. I chased after the nigga in there. They grabbed me, told me, realize where I'm at, chill out, blah, blah, blah. They ain't nothing. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just take it for what it is. And then he ran around and said he knocked me out. He hit me, you know what I'm saying, pretty good. But he ain't knock a nigga out or no shit like that. He just punched me in and want a nigga like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he stunned you like, oh, fuck the nigga. I'm in a fight. You know what I'm saying? The nigga, he running. I'm chasing after the nigga, and then they grabbing me, telling me, no, don't do nothing. Chill out. And then they let him go. He got out of the radio room. I don't know where the nigga went, but
now is it true? Because first off, that's put you in a bad predicament. You're on professional time. You're working like a professional. You're doing what you're supposed to do as an artist. You got Angela Simmons and them right there with you. Yeah. So you really want to maintain the best, or a positive image out there and show that you could be easy to work with, right? Yeah. And then somebody comes in basketball shorts, which is nasty work anyway, you know what I'm saying? And then blindsides you. And is it true that Dolla then went and called you?
Yeah, okay. So after all this shit happened, the shit went south or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He had posted some little video talking about, what happened, that shit, and then they took it down, but they put that shit back on the internet too, so that shit on the internet now. But he took the video. I had a video and he had a video. He supposed to took his video down. I took my video down. He took his video down. I took mine down because the label wanted me to take my shit down. I told the nigga he couldn't come east at all. If he come at east, it came east, it was gonna be a problem. So he posted up the video. He posted up and that was it. So then I took mine down first, and then he took his down, and then He called me. He called my manager. He had a manager at the time. That manager called, you know what I'm saying, my manager, Manny or whatever. And then we met at the Beverly Center, you know what I'm saying? And nigga wanted to bump. And I was just like, you know what I'm saying? Nigga don't want to fight you, bro. Like, I ain't a nigga. I look like nigga don't want to fight you, bro. Like, I'm trying to figure out what the bro, like, you beefing with a nigga over what? Like, what's good? Like, you know what I'm saying? What's going on? My DJ Hustle wanted to bump with the nigga. You know what I'm saying? We met at the while I was staying at the Sofitel. We went across the street to the Beverly Center. You know what I'm saying? And to meet the niggas, and we talked. You know what I'm saying? He got out. Let's shoot a fairway. You know what I'm saying? Because them niggas they banging. So, their mind frame is different from my mind frame, you know what I'm saying? We ain't on all that shit. We ain't claiming no colors and all that shit. We don't get that. So he want to bump. He want to bang, you know what I'm saying? So he like, I'm like, bro, like, all right, well, let's just shoot the fair one since I sold out. man, I don't want to do all that shit, bro. Like, hey, nigga ain't even on that shit. Like, where I'm from, nigga, we shooting niggas. We ain't even on none of that shit. So, like, my mind ain't even on that. Like, bro, like, I don't want to fight you. I don't want to kick it. I don't want to talk about none of that shit. Like, I just want to catch you down bad. Like, that's just not my friend. So he want to fight. I don't want to do that. So I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? Nah, bro. So we squashed it out like it wasn't nothing. Cool. We gonna let that be whatever it need to be. It was stupid. It was a bullshit situation. We you know what I'm saying, gonna let bygones be, got bygones on it. I'm gonna take it, you know, your video down, my video down. Let's just squash it. It ain't nothing. So, you know what I'm saying? Cool. All right, I threw out the midst of all of the back and forth shit for a second. Then it got calm to where it wasn't nothing, and we just squashed it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So then I go back to the Sofitel. And me is Young Bird, which is his maker now, but me, Young Bird, his cousin, a few other niggas that we all out there, whatever. Chris Brown out there with Rihanna and shit. You know what I'm saying? And we all out there in front of the Sofitel. And then I go in. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? This shit just too tense for me. I'm going in. I'm going to go to my room. So I go in. I go into my room. Go to my room. I go in the elevator. I get in the elevator. And it's like juice. Like, as the elevator closes slow, I'm getting ready to go to my room. This nigga stick his hand in there, boom, and he stopped the the door from closing.
The elevator door?
Yeah, he come in and he get in the elevator with me, and I already got the button pressed to go up to my room, the floor I'm on. So I'm thinking in my mind on some other shit, like, yeah, we just squashed it, but this nigga just got in the elevator with me. So he get in the elevator with me, we going up to the floor, to my floor, and I'm just sitting in there, and he like, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? That shit was stupid, bro. Like, I think that we should just say that shit and let's just do a record together, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's do some shit together and squash all the bullshit and we do it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, it's cool. We can do it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's straight. But in my mind, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking these niggas trying to play me. They're just trying to figure out what floor I'm on, because how we go from you want to shoot a fair one to it's dead, to you over here at the hotel, and you see me, you obviously had to see me going into my the elevator, and you followed me to come into the elevator. So I'm thinking, man, these niggas on some other shit right now, but nothing. He just said, you know what I'm saying, he wanted to record a record and, you know what I'm saying, let's do some shit together or whatever. And, you know what I'm saying, we pounded out, I got off the floor, you know what I'm saying? He went back down in the elevator and that was it. I never seen him again, you know what I'm saying?
Now, the crazy part about it is, I wonder if people will pick up on how ironic this is, or even how eerie of a coincidence this is. The fact that all this took place around the Beverly Center, and Dolla ends up losing his life at the Beverly Center, doesn't he?
Yeah. Like, few months later, you know what I'm saying? He, I guess he got into it with another nigga somewhere. And everybody thought I had the nigga shot. Everybody thought I had killed the nigga or whatever. I had police calling my phone and all kind of shit. And I was like, bro, like, I ain't had nothing to do with that shit. Like, man, that nigga squashed that shit. That shit was dead. Like, we ain't do nothing. Like, and it was just like, I did a deal with Cash Money. And we was at a video shoot. We was at, let me think what video it was. Because me and Gotti was at that video together too. I can't think of the name of the record, man, but it was a Birdman video, you know what I'm saying? Always Strapped.
Oh, you know? Okay. I remember that song.
If you go to the Always Strapped video, I'm in there. I got a quick little clip in there, you know what I'm saying? That was the first video I had got into when you know what I'm saying, we did when I did the deal with Cash Money. But at the Always Strapped video, Slim came up to me and said, yeah, you know, that ain't mad at that shit. They had did that boy something over there. You know, I don't know if you had nothing to do with that boy, but, you know, they called me at the label and told me, you know what I'm saying? So Slim told me he had got killed. I had no clue. I didn't know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? He had told me, yeah, man, that shit went down. Well, like, oh, so I didn't know what I'm saying. He told me about it, and then people started calling my phone about it, and then police wanted to know if I had something to do with that shit, and I'm like, nah, man, I ain't. That ain't nothing to do with me, man. They thought I put it together and put the play together. I guess he got into it with some nigga from the A or something like that.
Yeah, from Atlanta.
But the nigga from the A, he beat that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you did that shit on some self-defense shit or something like that.
But it's weird because didn't it happen like somewhere, like something happened at the,
I mean, it happened at the same place where we squashed it at. He got killed right there where we squashed it at, because, you know what I'm saying, PF Chang was like the spot back then. You know what I'm saying? Everybody used to go to PF Chang and get Chinese food over there, and that was like a spot that he liked, I think. You know what I'm saying? I liked that spot too at the time. You mix your sauce up and shit. You had how hot you wanted or whatever. They had some shrimp dumplings at that, steamed dumplings. Them bitches was fire. But he I guess that was one of his spots too. He liked that spot too. So I think they went over there and some shit went left over there for them. But yeah, I mean, the dude who killed him though, he beat that shit. He got acquitted, they say. You know what I'm saying? From what I seen online, it was just like, damn, like, I don't know. And then you know what I'm saying? Then there's always a situation where that would like fall under nigga too, to where if I jump on a nigga live stream or anything, you get all these people, rest in peace, Dolla, rest in peace, Dolla. I'm like, bro, I had nothing to do with that shit, bro. Like, we had whatever, but we squashed that. That wasn't nothing, you know what I'm saying? We worked that hard. But people don't know, you know what I'm saying? The people don't really know what it is.
yeah, there was a lot of rumors about the situation at the time, and a lot of people had put your name in there, but they also, like, at first when the whole Dolla situation started, they believed it was a publicity stunt. Like, there was a lot of accusations about that at first too, but maybe that could have just been on one side. It sounded like maybe Dolla was doing it for publicity, but you just weren't about that. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, for me, like, what I didn't like was they had a writing, you know what I'm saying, up where I seen online where a nigga said like a D-list artist and a B-list artist get into a scuffle at the BET Awards, and I was just like, nah, nigga, a D-list artist, you feel me? Like, what the, like, I ain't like that. Like, my name had been mentioned on nothing terrible at all. Everything had been good from that. And then I did Wendy Williams' show that same night after that. And that kind of, like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, you fucking up the money, dog. Like, I'm going over there to do Wendy Williams' party. And you know, right after this shit just happened, and, you know, and we in LA, so that make the people feel like they don't really want to come out to that shit because they don't know what's gonna go on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't really like that whole, you know what I'm saying, aspect of it. The nigga was just, look, I'm a street nigga. I hustle, you know what I'm saying? Nigga sold all kind of powder to make some money and come up. I'm on some money shit. I don't want no beef and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's still in the rap shit, it's cool, nigga. Bring it back. I'm on that shit. Like, I'm on some money shit. I'm not on no. I'm gonna go fight with you or buy something. Nah, man. I got hire niggas to go do shit like that. Like, so I didn't feel like that mind frame. Like, I ain't like the vibe that a nigga put me in, where a nigga felt like he wanted to like test your gangster to see how street you is, and we gonna squabble. Man, I don't want to fight with you now. I'm not no, you know what I'm saying, nigga that want to go punch and fight with you, nigga. I'm not on that, bro. Like, I'm on some whole other shit. My mind think different, you know what I'm saying?
And at that level, it looks a little crazy, right?
Yeah, that's beneath me. You know what I'm saying?
Now we talked about the Dolla situation, and we touched on a lot of the things in your journey going forward, but I want to talk about some things that's going on right now. Now, it's rumored that you are a heck of a businessman out there. You've had different little endeavors. You've had DVD movies and things that you've tried to put out there. And they also said that you were involved in the legal cannabis cultivation, or you had a legal cannabis cultivation company at some point. Is that true?
Yeah. I did a brand in USA. You know, which I mean, shit. If you look before the Tory Lanez video, you'll see Inhale USA on that. Before me and Tory dropped that record, that was something that I branded on that. But
now you're talking about the song with Tory Lanez, Bad, that dropped in 20.
Bad. Yeah, Bad with me and Tory. You know what I'm saying? I put the promo on there for Inhale USA in the beginning of that. But yeah, I did hands on, like different, like, you know what I mean? I grew hands on. Not, you know, somebody just growing for me in a big factory and what, you know, them putting out whatever smoke and me just putting my name on it. Like, No, I like from seed to sale. You know what I'm saying? Real from seed to sale track. And I started out growing in Detroit. Like I said, I was in the D for a minute. Me and this chick had a situation together. We started growing out. We grew for a patient. We had patients. We grew for the patients, and then our overages we sold to dispensaries. And then when we got like premium, the like product to a certain notch, I started talking to different folks about coming in and partnering and expanding the brands. Where I did a partnership or a business deal with the governor in Oklahoma. And we did a nice facility down in Oklahoma together. Couple 10,000 square feet or whatever facility. Grew product, hands on as a cultivator. You know what I mean? I guess you would say as a master grower. So created different strains, put out different strains, real top notch quality. High grade product, all organic, hydroponics. So I grew a lot of shit and jumped into that business, and it was just off of the niche of just wanting to do something different and watching plants grow and realizing, what I'm saying, that was a lifespan. It's real life. Like, you get attached to these plants growing and you want to see them succeed. You see them in a spots where, you maybe gave them too much nutrients, or they shocked because they didn't get enough light, or they shocked because they got too much light, or what I'm saying, and you overfeed them when you're getting root rot. Like, it's just a lot of different things that come into the cultivation side of it. And I took on that. It really started out in a relationship aspect. Me and this chick was together, and we spent a lot of time together, and I was just like detaching myself from the music game, and just wanted to do something different, had some money and wanted to jump in something. She ain't really had the money to put together the full play, and I did. So she educated me and schooled me on a lot of different shit on the growing aspect of it. And, we
Now,
business, you know what I mean?
now, are you still in the cannabis industry today?
I mean, I got dibbles and dabbles and shit. You know what I'm saying? I have I got a store that supplies cannabis growers. Like, I do have a store right now that does wholesale products for like lights, nutrients, soils, different fertilizers, whatever, anything that a grower would need. I have a store, Grow Green Hydroponics is a store just realistically for people that do growing. So if you grow product, you know what I'm saying, and you grow indoors, you need the room controllers, the dehumidifiers, the ACs, the lights, the whole nine. Like, I built a good relationship with Hawthorne, and I did a partnership with them to where I opened up a store to where you can come to my store and buy all the products that you need. If you're a grower and you got your license, and you're a cultivator, should I say, in that state, and you're looking for a premium product, I mean, I could put together a setup for you, you know what I mean? On spec, I'll put something together for you that probably yields you, 150 pounds every 11 weeks. So, I that's start to finish, complete product, done, dry, cured, ready to go, retail, ready to go to the store. So I perfected that, you know what I'm saying? Top notch product. And, I've been dabbling with that for a little bit, and it's been something that's been good. But the store side of it, I'm also messed with. I've had farms in Oklahoma, farms in Michigan, a farm in Cali, a little bit of Cali, but Oregon. I got a couple buddies that got a couple cookie stores and stuff like that, to where we grow premium product and support each other. With the trade in terms of cookie and introducing new strains and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, I jumped into that and messed with that real heavy, but right now I ain't super heavy on that. Right now my focus is on like racing. I'm doing a lot of racing with my son right now. Like, we're doing a lot of motorsports racing, but I did, hands-on grow the product first and grab the knowledge and understand everything that's going on with it, versus just slapping my name on something and saying, hey, smoke this Two Pistols OG, or smoke this, whatever. Like, nah, like, I grew this, and this is from me to you. So try it. It's great product, and, it's organically grown, and looked after these plants for 11 weeks. So respect, you know what I'm saying? My hands actually worked and did this. So yeah, man, I
Now,
to that business.
now it's for sure that you would definitely have the manner of a hustler, or the attitude of a hustler, consummate hustler, right?
Yeah,
Like, and even the sales pitch there was amazing. Now,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
but one thing also I noticed is you're an early adopter, man. Like, you got into cannabis way before everybody else was talking about that, right? And something else that you're doing early is you experimented with country music. So what's up with your song Southern what is it? Southern Boy Dreams? Southern Boy's Dreams. And and your new take on kind of this blend that's going on in music with country music and hip hop.
I mean, I don't know. I'm like, I looked at it like Ray, like you like the stories. Like I got a lot of stories I can tell you. You know what I'm saying? So it's soulful. You know what I mean? The vibe is different. I mean, I've had, you know, my perspective of country was different in the beginning. I had my same cousin, Ruby, that she in Feds too, man, Free Ruby. She gave me the two pistols name, and she was always like, "Oh, I like that rap shit. I like country." Like, and I was like, "Well, I never like." She, I mean, this is the biggest street hustler you probably ever would encounter or deal with, and it's just like back in like I'm talking about 2000, early 2000. You know what I'm saying? Or shit, the 90s. She was on I Like Country, so it bumped me up because I never thought she liked country, but now I get it. You know what I mean? But country, I got a record, Southern Boy Dreams, with Cooper Greer, which is mixed and mastered, you know, here over at the studio of Tunnel Vision. You know what I'm saying? They did their thing on that. So I jumped into doing that just because it felt good. The song sound right, you know. And my partners on the cannabis tip, Rob from what do you call it? Raw Cannabis. He wanted me and Cooper to do something together, and he brought Cooper for a party, and it was just like, oh yeah, you with the music, you know, let me plug y'all two together or whatever. I want y'all to do some shit together. And then I seen Cooper live, and Cooper's like a crazy like talent, like that shit's real. Like when you meet an artist and an artist like really passionate and talent, like you gotta work with them. So me and Cooper, you know, he sent me some shit. I checked it out. It was dope. You know what I mean? I did my thing on it. We put it together, shot the video, you know, put some shit together on it, and we gonna roll that out this summer. But we got plenty more other records that we gonna do together. It just was a natural vibe to where I felt like I could speak to my audience, you know what I mean, the women differently. And, you know, he got a nice hard, you know, female fan base that's nice, you know what I'm saying? The woman is there for him. All his shit and support is. So I felt like if we master two together, it would be nice. And then everybody just started coming with all these country records. So
it's popular now. It's popular now, man. Yeah, it's popular.
We did this record a couple years ago, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, it was something like, let's just do it. And then Nas just started. I mean, Nas X had his record, but it wasn't nothing that was catered to us, the women. I mean, Nelly had his record too, but it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I guess this record was kind of catered to women a little bit from back in the day. So that made me feel a little bit more comfortable with it, because I was like, man, you know, Nelly had that record back in the days and it wasn't too bad. So, you know, I don't think that it would be too much of a crazy look for me. And both of us kind of came from the Universal brand. So I think it might be all right. Let's try to do some shit. And then when he sent me that one, as soon as he sent it to me, like I came up with some shit to it. And that'd be like the ones where it ain't no struggle to write nothing to it. It was like, boom, all right, cool. I got some shit for that. Let me go and drop that. So it being that it came to me so quick, it was a good vibe. So we gonna do some more. We gonna do some more, like for sure. We gonna drop that one and see, you know what I'm saying, what the people think about that one, and then we gonna drop some more shit or whatever. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling the country vibe, and it go with the motorsports. It go with, you know what I'm saying, everything else. I mean, the cannabis. I mean, it go with everything else that I'm kind of already dealing with. So it kind of married each other. You mean?
And I hope someday they give you your credit for that, man. Because you definitely were early. Because now you got Jelly Roll winning these country awards. He started off as a rapper. It's an interesting space in music, man.
Yeah.
Now, Now, Two Pistols, we've taken up a lot of your time today, man, and I appreciate it, man, because you've got one heck of a story. I just have one last thing to ask you before we get up out of here.
Sure.
In your time, it was very different. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Guys always made songs about ladies and they were hits. Like you could make a song about the ladies and you kind of just touched on that a little bit and it was a hit. Do you think there will ever be a resurgence of that time where guys could really, be rappers, be about their gangster, be about being a hustler, you know what I'm saying? Or be about a street dude and still, make those songs that get everybody moving in the club and the ladies appreciate them because it's kind of a homage to them being out there. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't really like the music that's out for the women right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my BM and a lot of other women that I know, like, I feel like they listening to shit that niggas know supposed to be listening to. Like they and that's what's got the relationships all fucked up too, because they listening to music from a male perspective and it ain't really nothing out there for them to feel nice. So like I always felt like a woman's supposed to be like a flower. Like you're not supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, super rough and you know what I'm saying, thug out gangster and shit. Like you a woman, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just you supposed to be catered to differently. But the shit that's out there for them now is making them hard. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can't really, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't think that there'll be a time where that music will really, I guess, in a sense, come back. What will happen what will happen for them will, they'll mature. As they get older, they'll appreciate the music that, I put out. That, you know what I'm saying, Tank and Boys to Men, what's your boy name? Keith Sweat. Like they'll appreciate that old school vibe to it because it caters to a woman, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you hear that in your music, like the way that you talk about, like you, T-Pain, Plies at the time, Rick Ross at the time, the way that you talked about women in the music was kind of like bigging them up, but it's like, it was like a feminine way of not feminine way of you guys talking to them, but kind of like a masculine approach and almost gaming to them, like telling them, she got it. You're the one. All those songs. You see what I'm saying? Like, it was an interesting time, man. And I think that was a good time for music. Right now, it's like you said, you've got the guys, they listen to their music, which is mostly, for some reason, a lot of drill and stuff like now. Yeah. And then you got the ladies who listen to their music.
The same shit. They listen to this. But see, it comes with maturity. You know what I'm saying? Like, this music shit, I feel like it's a young man sport. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when you younger and you making certain shit, like your perspective on women is different from your perspective on, you know what I'm saying, or your perspective on a man is different too when you younger as a woman. So like as they mature, then they'll be different. I think that old school wise, that music was there, so we weren't mature yet, but we used to listen to that and feel like, okay, I'm coming up to maturity of what a man's supposed to be like or what a woman's supposed to be like. We're listening to something that my mama or whoever listens to, you know what I'm saying? But my mama used to play a lot of Anita Baker in the crib when I was growing up. She'd clean the house on, you know what I'm saying, Saturdays and listen to Aretha and Anita Baker, you know what I'm saying? And have me get up there and, perform like I'm somebody. I used to play like I'm LL all the time. My brother used to play like he was Big Daddy Kane. You know what I'm saying? So like, it was like, that was something that was kind of instilled in me growing up, you know what I'm saying? So I think that they ain't got that. That's what's missing. That's the vibe that's missing. I mean, it is what it is. It's just a younger generation. I mean, anything from like, I'm going to say 98 back is, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that's from like 98 back on the birth side of it, that they grew up a little bit different. That shit was a little bit harder. Like, I mean, the 90s was just different, you know what I'm saying? So you can't really like, I mean, the music was a certain way in the 90s, but they was so little, they ain't know what was going on. So by the time they got up to, you know what I'm saying, a certain age bracket, they ain't really respect that space of that music. So, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. I mean, I don't see it, you know what I'm saying, being really any different until they mature.
All right, well said. All right, so Two Pistols, man, we've been talking about a multitude of things, man. You've broken down your journey, your story, which is amazing, aspirational at a lot of points, still aspirational to this day. But what I want to do is give you an opportunity to shout out all the things that you've got going on right now and the things we can look from you in the future. So go ahead. The floor is yours.
All right, for sure, man. If you're trying to get some premium, product grown and you in a legal state, holler at me. It's Grow Green Hydroponics. I got that for you. Outside of that, it's Blood Money Racing. Be on, the lookout for the team and the culture that I'm moving with Blood Money Racing. I also got an app. I got a gaming app. It's similar to Bet MGM, if you will, but it's for motorsports betting only. So, it's called Bet Moto. And, we'll be doing IndyCar racing, NASCAR racing, motorcycle racing, drag racing. And it's, if you want to bet on racing, Bet Moto is where you want to go. So check out betmoto.com. I mean, that's coming, I want to say in the next maybe month or two, we're going to launch that. So, be on the lookout for that. I mean, it's an app that I structured, put together with some guys from India, and it's nice. You know what I'm saying? It's something for the people for sure. So outside of that, if you want to get with me on some music, holler at me on the music. You know what I'm saying? I'm easy to find. Everything is at Two Pistols BMU. You know what I mean? If you want to holler at me on the IG or whatever, you want to try and plug in, do some music with me on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm still rocking on the music. I got the Southern Boy Dream coming this summer. And, I'm not sure if we're going to put together the whole full project of country just yet. We in the midst of talking about that, if I'm going to do a full country project. But, for now, I got the single Southern Boy Dream. It is streaming pretty well. So, look out for that. You know what I'm saying? On your platform. If you haven't checked it out, please go check that out. And, Famous and Dangerous. That is a project that is done. I might add a couple different records to it. You know what I'm saying? That's on the way. That's my next thing that's going to drop. That's from the real street side, and the traditional Two Pistol stuff is Famous and Dangerous. So, 2P, holla at me.
Nah, thanks, Two Pistols. I appreciate you coming out, man. Great interview, man. And we wish the best, and I can't wait to see what you do in the future.
Love, man. I appreciate you, what I'm saying, for spending your time and digging deep with me, you know what I'm saying, and bringing some, some of this shit to the level that we brought it to. Love.